Hi, my name is Dakota. So I made a video about the time I took mushrooms in the jungle. I actually was filming in the jungle. I wasn't on the mushrooms, but I was sort of talking about my experience and sort of just bathing in the afterglow. You know, like really like, oh wow, everything is so beautiful. I can see the connection between the sun and the earth and how it birthed us to have this experience and all of this beauty and mysticism and mystery, and here I am, and it's so beautiful. It's a really cool video. I'll put a link in the description. I'm just walking around in the coastal jungles of Costa Rica. But I didn't really explain what happened in the trip itself. I didn't really talk about that at all, and it was a pretty weird experience that I think is worth a story. So I'm in Costa Rica. I'm in the jungle, sleeping in a tent on the beach. When I say the jungle, I mean like there's like the little weird frogs and like the lizards that run on top of the water and the toucans, and there's monkeys up in the mountains. I met some of the locals, and I'm a weirdo. I try to make friends with everybody. I'm like, oh hey, what's up? We just get to chatting and stuff like that, and somehow we asked, or he said, hey, I got some mushrooms if you guys are into that. We actually split it up a few times and took it throughout the trip, but I took the rest of it right before we were about to actually leave, a couple nights before, and it was maybe like, I don't know, maybe 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. It was still dark out, but I think the sun was starting to come up, so maybe 4 a.m. and I was just sitting in the tent, and I had my eyes closed, and it just felt like there was bugs crawling everywhere, all around the ground, and just like crawling all over me. And then all of a sudden, like got my eyes closed, and I'm not actually seeing anything, but all of a sudden there's like a snake, this giant serpent. It was like, I could tell it was like royalty. It felt like it had a presence of like authority and very stern. There's these things dancing in front of the serpent, and they were like just dancing and like leading its way. And then the snake just comes, and I can just feel the power of its presence, and it's like breathing. Like I could feel like the power of a dragon's breath, if you can imagine a dragon like exhaling. And it felt very like feminine, like a queen, like the queen of the jungle or something weird like this. And it kind of just wrapped itself around me and it didn't say anything, but it just like observed that I was there. And for me, I'm a freaking weirdo. I think that these psychedelic experiences are tuning us in to a platform of consciousness that we can't usually get to because we're so distracted by our senses. You know, we only have 5 senses to peek through into this reality. So I think that for me, it's logical to assume that there are things beyond our perception, there are other things simultaneously happening on top of our reality. Like I guess some sort of, multiverse or something is happening. And I think there are things that we can tune into using these meditation practices or using these plant medicines, these psychedelics, to tune into that. So that's where I stand with this. I feel like I'm tuning into some alternate dimension. I don't know. I'm a hippie weirdo. I have this reoccurring thing with snakes. Maybe it's just something, my brain chemistry, but I have these snakes always visit me on really intense psychedelic trips. Like if you remember my DMT experience that I talked about in a video, these serpents came to me and they're dissecting my stomach, and I was on like a cosmic operation table, like straight up like alien type abduction type scenario, but it wasn't so much alien, it was rainbow serpents. I don't know. And then I go outside of the tent, the sun is coming up, and it looks like a what do they call those panoramas, those like the long pictures. It looks like a long picture that I can just, I mean obviously it's real life, so it's long any direction I look, but it looked so wide and vast. The ocean, I was just looking out into the ocean. And there was a guy, I forgot about this guy, there was a guy doing Tai Chi, I think, like this kind of stuff, where he was just like doing these martial arts, like motions and rhythms, and it was like, I watched him for like an hour and a half, just radiating this sort of wise energy, I guess you could say. It just seemed so pure and so wise. I could tell this guy has been through some stuff in life. I could tell just by looking at him that he's had a cool life, and he's just doing these moves, and it's like I can see like it was slow motion or something. It's so hard to explain. Terence McKenna says, there's a transcendental dimension beyond language. It's just hard as hell to talk about it. So I feel like that's relevant to this. These trying to explain a psychedelic experience really diminishes the nectar of it. But I'm so passionate about these experiences that I just have to puke them out. So anyways, this guy is just doing this, and it's just so beautiful, and it sounds so dumb to say out loud, but I just watched this old man doing these moves, and it was so profound to me, just staring at him. And he left eventually, and I went and played in the water, and there was these little like blue worms everywhere for some reason, and they were actually there. I wasn't like just tripping balls. There were these little blue ocean jungle worms, like they looked like some sort of, I tried to find them on Google, and I couldn't find any pictures of what they actually were. I couldn't describe it good enough, I guess, for Google. But yeah, I watched those for like a long time. They were just kind of swirling around being worms, and I remember just loving everything. Every bug I saw, I was just like, you are family. You are just my brother. You're just in a different body. You're just in this little stupid idiot bug body, and I just love you, and just you can crawl all over me. I was like accepting the bugs. I was like just embracing them and letting these worms, and just laying next to them, and just all this stuff. It just felt so beautiful, and it felt so normal and right. It wasn't like I would have cuddled with an alligator or something. I wasn't like out of my mind, but it was just so beautiful to have the realization that we are all connected, and that we are all family. We are all an earth family. We are all a part of Pachamama, and just a part of this beautiful cosmic dance that is happening. And like, yeah, I can be the human and you can be the bug, and we can play these roles because that's how life works. But like beyond that, beyond our thoughts and our judgments of separation, there's a unity. And yeah, that mushroom experience showed me that, and a lot of mushroom experience and LSD experiences have shown me that. But you know, you can talk about it as much as you want, and I can make videos saying it's all cool, we're all one, dude. But like when you have an experience, it just it is more than any words. It's more than any words. And I remember I was out swimming in the ocean, and like this is the Pacific coast. We're basically on the equator. The water is like bath water. It's so nice. I remember I was just looking at the sky and just the clouds and the colors and just me. You know, it's just like I'm a part of all this. This is all one thing that is just happening, and I'm just witnessing it. And I say this in my other video, but like I could really truly grasp the idea that like the earth is the mother and the sun is the father, and like the beams of the sun have created the perfect conditions for us to exist. These sunbeams beam down like semen and impregnated earth, emerging all life and emerging the right conditions for us to exist and for us to experience, and to come to the point where I can like process that. And it's just like too much. It's just far out to like think that like these mushrooms can give you such an experience. And what's crazy is that I'm not even saying anything new. Like indigenous people and natives and cultures all over the world are saying the same exact thing, and that makes it even more beautiful to know that I am tapping into an experience that my ancestors were having. I really feel like these experiences are something special and tribal and not primitive, but very basic and fundamental to who we are as beings in these bodies and in this universe. So I don't know, I wanted to just elaborate on that story a little bit. And that was basically it. I just kind of played in the water, and I just had a bunch of, you know, profound realizations. So I'm just gonna recommend you to go watch my video of when I'm there. That way you can kind of get a gist of, you can see the glow. You can see like the glow of me having just experienced all of this stuff. And you know, I don't know, the psychedelic experience is just, it's the most beautiful experience that we can have. I can have, I don't know. You know, I can't speak for anyone else, but it's just so great. And I love sharing this stuff with you. So I have a bunch of different trip reports and stuff on my YouTube channel. So if this is the kind of thing you're into, you can go spend at least an hour, you know, listening to cool trip report stories. And I just actually uploaded a video of Raghu Marcus, someone I really look up to. He was telling me a story about his dad taking LSD next to dead bodies in India. And I uploaded that story on my YouTube channel. So check that out for sure. And make sure to click subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. My camera's gonna die. I love you. Hare Krishna.